What's up, everyone? Because I refuse to give the Fast and Furious franchise any of my money, sorry Dwayne, I decided this weekend I would go for a little smaller scale movie known as Lost City of Z. The Lost City of Z is based on a non-fiction book by David Graham about a real-life explorer known as Percy Fawcett. Now, before I really get into the bad things about this movie, I wanted to say that it was really refreshing to watch a movie that is different from the kind of the movies that I've been seeing recently. You know, all of the CGI movies that I just watched, like Beauty and the Beast and Kong Skull Island, and before we get into the really heavy summer blockbuster movies. Lost City of Z was a very old school way of filmmaking. You know, it was a grounded story, not a lot of hard cuts, long drawn out takes. It was just a very refreshing way to make a movie, a very, old school, like Francis Ford Coppola way of making a movie, and it's actually really refreshing. But unfortunately, that freshness kind of wore off pretty quickly. This movie is way too over the top. The writing was overly dramatic, and so was the acting. Charlie Hunnam, who plays the explorer Percy Fawcett, is actually acting in this role way too over the top. He's so overdramatic in this movie, and at first I thought he was acting as the way someone would in those days of the explorers, but it was just way too much, and it actually got kind of boring and eye-rolling moments at sometimes, and it was just not fun to watch at all. And actually, it was surprising to see someone like Robert Pattinson, who plays Charlie Hunnam's best friend in this movie, who goes on a couple of explorations. He acts circles around Charlie Hunnam, and actually it took me a couple scenes to actually realize that it was Robert Pattinson, the old Twilight actor, who wasn't like sparkling in the sunlight. He had a beard, and it was amazing to see how good of an actor Robert Pattinson is, and he's actually changed my mind on him for future movies. Maybe, probably not, but he was still really good. Another person who acted circles around Charlie Hunnam was Tom Holland. He was only in this movie for probably about 15 to 20 minutes, and I thought he was spectacular. It could just be my Spider-Man bias, seeping in, but I thought he was fantastic in this movie. Maybe he looked a little bit weird in his mustache, but I thought he was fantastic in this role. And one of the other things that really bugged me about this movie was that they did not spend enough time in the jungle of South America. How the story goes is he goes and explores South America, gets lost, gets sick, has to come back, goes back to England, needs to rally up some money, then goes back. And he goes back and forth at least a couple times. In the true story, he goes back and forth many times. In the movie, it's 3 separate trips to South America. And each time they went back to England, they spent so much time there, and you just get out of it, and you just don't care. The really interesting parts about this movie are when it's in the jungle of South America, actually exploring, trying to find this lost city. And they just don't realize that, and so they'll explore, but then they'll suddenly stop, cut, and then move to England, and they'll say hey, this is everything that I found in South America, and it actually got really annoying. I wanted them to show me what happened in South America instead of telling me in England what happened in South America. All in all, I think I'm going to give this movie 4 Z's out of 10. I was just really disappointed in this movie. If you're an explorer exploring the jungle, you should probably spend more time in the jungle. Though I was really happy with Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Click up there to subscribe. Click right there to watch my reaction to the Thor Ragnarok trailer. Spoiler, I loved it. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll see you next time. Peace!